So tell me, you spent 18 years from the age of 1 or 2 in the desert, in the Gobi desert.
But in this hole, only 5 years.
5 years, only 5 years in the hole.
In this hole.
But in here, you had no light, you had no
light,
water.
Completely dark.
So for 5 years,
No
when
color.
you were a little boy, no color.
Yeah, no color, no electricity, no water. You know, to find the water in somewhere else. We couldn't even find a piece of paper. So.
And did your father continue to work, composing poetry?
No, he's not. To do poetry, that means you're really anti-revolution. And he lost his eyesight because no nutrition. One of the eyes blind.
So this is the picture that's your screensaver. Did other families have to live in those circumstances, or was it just your family?
Just my family living in that condition. As a sign of a punishment, those people not worth to live in the same level should be punished, right? You know, as anti-revolutionary.
In a way, the most important thing for me looking at it on the water lily is the black door.
Yeah, that all my work has to have connections to my personal story. I will never do a work just for the so-called pure beauty. I think the beauty only comes through your struggle, you know, the unthinkable situation.
But you've shown with this exhibition you can't erase the past. Tell me about the tea spouts, where they all were found.
Well, the tea spouts is just one of the work which looks very surreal, and 100,000 of them, and they come from one area where they ferrying those porcelains for emperors, and anything has any little mistakes, they would break it. So during past years, I started collecting them.
And these were just thrown away as worthless? They were just discarded at the factory?
No, it's in the whole town. If you start to digging, since sometimes you find one piece or two pieces together from the, you know, the large area.
What you also do is memorialize something really terrible that happened in the Sichuan earthquake. And very simple, with the stamps of each individual child. Tell me about making that, because if you looked at that, it just looks decorative, doesn't it?
In a few minutes, about 80,000 people vanished, and among them about 5,335 students. But I keep asking how students got killed. So we made hundreds of phone calls, but we went to those very remote areas to knock on the doors, visit their parents, to listen to their stories. So I keep doing artworks. So I think the name is very important. Property belongs to those people. Nothing else belongs to them, just the name. A name, since the old time, people would have a seal. So I made all those seals and print each seals on this paper, showing here.
Your mother is now 90.
My mother is 90,
in China. Do you think you will see her again?
I think I will, but it's very uncertain because my mom always telling me do not come back.
I mean, you're very, very good with technology. Do you actually see her on?
Oh, daily, almost, yes.
And what do you talk about?
Oh, she always talk about take care of yourself, be safe, take care of your health, and all those things. Mom,
She's a mom.
And she kind feeling proud of what I'm doing,
If Xi Jinping, and you won't mention his name, but if Xi Jinping was to invite you to come back, what would you say? What would you do?
I would go back immediately. I always wanted to help. I'm an architect, and also I think I can encourage people to be more creative and to more open.
If you think about Xi Jinping's strategy now, do you think Xi is the kind of person that would want to align himself with Putin, over Putin's invasion of Ukraine?
China has a long strategy since Chairman Mao to have relations with Africa, South America, and now they realize Russia would be their allies because they both think the world order need to be changed, and they both agree with many principles. But I don't think China would totally agree with Russia. It's not possible.
You have said that you're stopping work, but you've also built a new studio in Portugal. Do you think you could ever stop making work?
It can be easy if I stop to breathe, then everything is just gone with the wind.
If you stop to breathe?
Yes.
So you don't plan to stop working?
No, but breathe also is working.
Your son is here. You presumably have a different relationship with your son than you had with your father. But what does he make of life here? What does he make of life in the UK?
Well, he loves culture here. He feel he been very well educated and protected. And let's see, I'm a little bit doubt about it. And he already become very rebelling of me. That's a good sign.
But have you always been a collector of...
Only in 30 years.
But do you have other things that you've still never revealed?
Oh, many. I have 40 tons of buttons.
40 tons of buttons?
Yeah, from Britain.
From Britain?
Yeah, one day they put on internet, said, we have buttons, we have to just bury it, useless. I said, maybe I can do it, something. So they sell to me 30 tons, huge, can cover the whole building.
And where is it, and what are you going to do with it?
I don't know, you should give me an idea.
Oh my goodness, thank you very much. Thank you very much.